It's been minus in Glasgow for years, but now it's plus.
It's heating up at the top of the table, and it is +2 in Glasgow.
Absolutely, guys. It's the SPFL review show, match day week 26, I believe. And
-11 in Edinburgh, though.
that's quite a big gap, though. But here, Edinburgh, that's pretty warm in
But
Edinburgh.
global warming, I heard, is coming. It's true, and Hearts are beginning to heat up. So Celtic, maybe you should grab some gloves, a wee scarf, and I don't know.
Jam tarts in the toaster.
Maybe hug yourselves tight, because I think it's not the Rangers aren't coming anymore. The Rangers have come and been. The Jambos are coming.
Jambo Bears.
Then after that, the Kelly are coming.
After
and we know Celtic have nightmares about Kelly all the time. Then I don't know if Livy will ever come. Maybe Livy will just always be behind Celtic, but a lot of teams coming. Anyway, let's go into League Two, and we'll get this dross over and done with quickly, because we want to talk about the important stuff. So Bonnyrigg Rose 0, East 5-2. Bonnyrigg losing Rhys Peggy late on after a second yellow card, so it wasn't too good for him. But East 5 with a good 2-0 win. 730 attendance, no bad for League Two, no bad. I mean, I think League Two attendances are always decent.
Aye.
For the league that they're in.
I mean, what do you expect? That's the question. I mean, we'll take it. 730 people, 2-0. Clyde won 2-0 against Dumbarton.
Decent win for Clyde again. Another second yellow card there. Jordan Allen getting sent off. And that brings me to a question here. Who do you think is the biggest team outside of Rangers? What's the biggest club to be playing in League Two since the pyramid started, since the 4 leagues, since the induction of League Two?
God, I don't know.
Who's the biggest club to be at outside of Rangers?
Queen's Park.
Queen's Park? Fair enough.
Couple of... I'd probably say it's easily Queen's Park.
Clyde?
No, but they won 2-0, didn't they? Talking of twos, we've got 2 each here. Stenhousemuir.
First game in League Two that wasn't sent off. Do you know Joe Biden's a big fan of League Two?
Yeah, he is.
Well, maybe we should get him on our show.
I'm just not a fan of Joe Biden.
That's very fucking true. We have Peterhead, the only badge in Scotland with a fish on it.
There you go.
And they leaped at the water.
No, you said Hibs have a fish on it?
They have a boat.
They have a boat. What good's a fish without a boat, though?
I think fish need water, no boats, but whatever.
If you're going to I guess you just... Anyway, I've butchered it 3 each, right. Enough about
fish. I thought it was Celtic they were drowning, but it looks like you're drowning too here. What the hell?
I was to say Arton Senna there. No, he's been dead 30 years, but no, the Spartans win 2-1.
Arton Sonker.
Do you not have a boat on?
That's a good wee name. What's the boats here?
1870. Stranraer's a pretty old fucking club.
Spartans have a Spartan on it, funnily enough.
That makes sense. League Two table is as follows. I mean, it's wrapped up.
Stenhousemuir are playing like Spartans, though. Just untouchable, fighting our way to the League Two title. Peterhead and the Spartans, though, do give chase, and Dumbarton are in 4th. And like we said last time in the preview, this league's pretty wrapped up.
It was a crucial win for Clyde.
It was, but did I predict Clyde to win this week?
I think you did.
To be fair, I think I predict Clyde every week.
You're going to be right one time.
Well, I don't know. I've only been right 3 times this season. But yeah, no, this league's pretty much done. Maybe Clyde can do something. Maybe they can make a great escape. But I just don't see any of the top 4 being caught.
No.
I know East Fife are, 7 points behind, played a game more. But I think the only thing that's really going to be changing here is which order the team's finishing. But in terms of who gets the playoff spots and who doesn't get the playoff spots, it's pretty much wrapped up at this point.
It's pretty boring. We could talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it. It's going to look at League One, because Alloa beat Cove Rangers 4-1. Whatever we read in there.
David McKay. Straight one.
Yep.
Unlike the green side Edinburgh, not very straight there, but we'll move on. Let's go. Annan Athletic 2, Stirling Albion 1. Matthew Douglas and... speaking of straight, by the way, I've seen Rangers partnered up with the LGBT community the other day. That was good to see Scottish football moving forward in the right direction.
Not in the past. No.
No, definitely not. Annan Athletic 2, Stirling Albion 1, Edinburgh City 1, Queen of the South 1. Not great there for Marvin Bartley. I think he needed a wee win. And
was there no attendance at Annan Athletic? No.
Some of them don't release the attendances for some reason. Poor result there. Hamilton, though. Let's talk about Hamilton. So they were 3-0 down, and they actually came back to... I thought this game actually finished 4-3. So I'm pretty sure I seen it finished 4-3. Now maybe
it was that game you looked at.
Maybe it was that game. But I do know that Hamilton were 3-0 down. They got it back to 3-2. I was pretty sure Falkirk went 4-2 up and then 4-3. But
I get disallowed. That's impossible.
Nah, potentially, but I mean, it is what it is. I think that win for Falkirk seals the deal.
It does.
Like, in fact, look at the difference, though, right? I know one's a top of the table clash, but you're looking at like 5,700 at Falkirk Stadium. Then at Links Park, you've got 531. Falkirk are too big to be in these leagues. Falkirk need to be. See Falkirk, they should be Championship bare minimum.
No, they should be Premiership.
But Championship bare minimum.
Okay, right, but let's bet like 5,700. Let's keep that in mind as we get to the Premiership and we look at Livy, for example. But anyway, yeah, the league's done. Edinburgh City, they're down. Do you want to talk about anything else in this league?
I mean, not really. Falkirk won't be caught for first. Hamilton won't be caught for second. I mean, I guess the playoff spots are a wee bit contentious. You can maybe argue that some teams have still got a chance of getting in there. Edinburgh City are going down, and it's just going to be a matter of who finishes in that, that relegation playoff system spot. I think it's probably going to be Annan Athletic, but there's a few teams. I mean, I'd say maybe Stirling Albion. I don't think Queen of the South will get caught, but we'll see. I do think it'll be Edinburgh.
There's
last
not a lot of games.
9th.
They go like 9 or 10. Around about that. Anyway, Championship time.
I say 9 or 10. Everyone's got at least 11 to play, but.
How many games they play? 36. 36.
So
Why was I getting 34 from Bundesliga anyway? Right, 3-2.
The only number you're good at in maths is 2.
56.
Plus 2. I'm 56 is a number as well. What's the multiple of 2?
There you go.
How would I go?
What number? Every even number's a multiple of 2, though.
True. Airdrie versus Ayr United. It was Airdrie 2, Ayr United 3. High scoring game. Kind of thought this would be a high scoring game. Airdrie came from behind multiple times. Well, not multiple times. They came from behind once. They threatened to do it again. Ran out of time. Ayr United.
Anton Dodge, a wee hat trick.
And like we said, let's look at the attendances here. So Airdrie versus Ayr United, a championship class, getting 1.8.
Smoked by about 4,000.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
Dunfermline smoked by about 1,000. Which isn't really smoked, but here I'll call it smoked.
I tell you what, see Dunfermline, if Arbroath weren't so shit,
Would be done.
I think you could worry for Dunfermline. I know they've had a lot of injuries and stuff, but they've not had a good second half.
See, Dunfermline's a city. Should someone not want to take them over and deliver?
What, the City group?
No, they're in I think a team in a city should be doing better, like Inverness. I think if you're from a city, you should be looking to do good.
No, 100%. Like
Because most people in the city should support you.
like Dunfermline and Falkirk, they should not have been in League One.
No, but Falkirk ain't a city.
No, but it's a big club.
Oh, it's a big town.
Big town, big club. You get my point.
Aye, right, anyway. Attendances, 2,200
Should have went to Specsavers, Jim.
Aye.
Jeff.
Aye.
Anyway, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 3, Partick Thistle 3. It was a battle in the Thistle. It was a battle for 3 points in the end. Both teams scored 3 goals and did they get 3 points?
What did I say in the preview? Over 2.5?
But they did,
Championship?
yeah, they did get a point apiece. Probably a fair result in the end. Just over 2,000 fans. But yeah, there you go. My point proves that Falkirk game had a higher attendance than any game in the championship.
Well, Raith Rovers Dundee United might pump it, to be fair, but Queen's Park...
That's a good point, but that happened on Friday night. That doesn't count.
Ah, well, Queen's Park nil, Great Morton
What
nil.
a shite game.
I have nothing to say.
Let's
move on. There you go. 7,900.
What I will say is that was not a brown for Scott Brown.
No, that was
It was not a brown down.
that was a golden up.
It was a golden up, golden arrow, golden strike. And is that... Can you say Scott Brown is the best Scott Brown to have played in Scotland?
I'd say so, why
Has
not?
Scott Brown scored a better... Has the Celtic Scott Brown scored a better goal than that, Ian?
Nope.
I would imagine not.
I'd imagine not, but let's look at the league table, and Dundee United sit point 3.
Right, point 3. I don't think it's going to be a close fight to the end. Partick Thistle, a wee bit disappointed they didn't win. I would have liked to have seen them get a bit closer, put the pressure on the top.
It's their away form that's killing them.
Yeah, the away form's pretty shite, whereas Raith and Dundee United have got very good away form.
Yep.
Dundee United hadn't lost away until Friday night when they fell to Raith Rovers. Like, it looks like a 2-horse title fight, but I mean, there's still 13 games to go. A good run of form for Partick Thistle. Gap could close. We'll see.
Absolutely. I mean, Greenock Morton, disappointing for them, in my opinion, to draw. But, I mean, I think Arbroath's down.
I mean, had they beat Dunfermline, the gap would have been down to 3.
I think Inverness have kind of went off the boil. Big dunk came in that's went to shite.
Are Arbroath in a similar situation to Livy? that they're not playing good, but they've got maybe like one or two teams that aren't doing great either.
Aye.
Can you make a case that if Arbroath can find something, there is enough bad teams in the Championship that they could catch one of them?
Well, that's what they're going to need to rely on.
Because I think that's what Livy's relying on. I think Livy are relying on the fact that Ross County are shite, and if Livy can improve...
But when you're playing the team directly above you, you need to win.
And they didn't do that. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to predict Arbroath go down. And it is crazy because like 2 years ago, they very well could have went up.
No,
and you know what? Without Derek McInnes, I think they would have went up. Because Tommy Wright wasn't taking Kilmarnock up.
No, that's
and Kilmarnock were sitting fourth when they got rid of Tommy Wright. So it's just kind of crazy. Without Derek McInnes... Without Derek McInnes, Arbroath would be in the Premiership and Celtic would be top of the table.
Mad to think Kelly were in Championship. You just think they were always in the Premiership, don't you? Anyway, let's talk about that league, because Rangers went top of it with 3-0 win.
Mohamed Diomande, and according to what I've seen in our match review, 2 Stonewall penalties. Apparently I was talking pish when I says I thought the second one was soft. Apparently it was a Stonewaller. James McFadden.
Yeah, if James McFadden
also told me I was talking pish, so
I think you were.
Yeah, maybe I was, to be fair. Can something be a Stonewall penalty and harsh though? It can, can't it? It can.
Kinda, but his arm was high.
Right,
it
well,
blocked a goal, potentially.
I retract what I said. I think it was a Stonewall, but a harsh penalty.
A harsh Stonewall.
Harsh Stonewall.
Soft, hard, scrambled.
It's a harsh
boiled.
reality for Celtic. But let's talk about the Rangers game a wee bit more.
Alright, alright.
Craig
Alright,
Levein.
Rangers, man.
Craig Levein came out and he wasn't happy with the VAR decisions despite not even seeing them. Thoughts on that?
Fucking retard.
Does Craig Levein just like a moan? When he's got a history of... Remember, you must have remembered that rant when he was a Dundee United manager.
I remember everything he's done.
I remember it well.
4-6-0, fucking...
Oh, do you remember that rant with the Dundee United manager? He came out and he says that you're never going to be allowed to win here.
Aye, but how can he come out and criticise? VAR, right, is bad enough, but this doesn't go well for the argument against VAR when you're coming out and bashing it without even seeing what happened.
VAR gets bashed enough when you do see it. They would really need to be bashing it without seeing it.
No, it's a joke.
Is it sour grapes for Levein?
Yes. His point was, it's another 2 VAR decisions that went against. Aye, but they're both... he's right in a sense, right? Because without VAR, they both wouldn't have been given, but that doesn't mean they got it right. They got it wrong.
What's your thoughts on more people being at this game than less people being at this game than the Rafe Rovers game?
That's mad, isn't it?
It's pretty mad.
It's not good for
Anyway,
St. Johnstone.
I just don't think St. Johnstone were good enough today, so...
No, they weren't. No. They didn't deserve anything. Anyway, talk about controversy. Hibs, Aberdeen, both could have had penalties, both had disallowed goals and shit like that, I think. Was it disallowed goals? I can't remember.
There was one disallowed goal.
But then they gave it, so...
And I think there was another disallowed goal that they didn't give. I'm pretty sure Aberdeen had the ball in the back of the net, wasn't given. I mean, 2-2, is that a fair result?
I think they got both penalties wrong.
Yeah, for me, both penalties are wrong. Now, we didn't really make a big... Right. Normally when there's like a decision that we're like, we think is debatable and we think it's controversial, we'll put a poll up. Didn't put a poll up for the Aberdeen penalty that they got away with, but the reason I didn't do it is because I thought it was a Stonewall. I thought there's no point even talking about it.
The Gartman?
Gartman? To me, that is just...
Gartman, that's his fucking name.
Yeah, never put a poll up because, I mean, I don't think there should be an option for, no, the referee got it right, because for me, he clearly got it wrong. So, are we in agreement here that both penalties should have been given?
I think the Marshall one is a bit less worse than the other one.
He gets the ball, but he gets the ball after Miovski's already headed the ball towards goal.
Exactly.
So that doesn't really count, does it?
But again, how much is that down to, well, I let Aberdeen get away with one, so I'm going to let Hibs get away with one? I mean, honestly, that's probably what they've done. Honours even, so to speak.
Now, if Marshall came out and put his head through Miovski in an attempt to header the ball, would that have been a penalty?
Well, it might have been.
For a head
Here,
clash?
but that's why I don't like Neil Warnock, right? And it's not just him, it's other managers, but he's come out and blasted that Marshall, punch.
He's not talked about his own innocence.
Yeah, if he comes out and says, you know what, we should have had a penalty, but they should have had a penalty with a handball in the first half, fair enough. Why not come out and say that? It makes you look like a dick.
I think the Miovski one's just been talked about more because he's actually come out and it's like physical.
Aye.
Where he's punched him. Whereas the other penalty is like a handball. But for me, there's no doubt that Hibs should have had a penalty more than Aberdeen.
Yeah.
The handball was way more of a penalty. But I think it's just because the Miovski incident resulted in actual like physical altercation.
Physical.
So there was physicality involved and there was a punch. Therefore, that's going to be looked at, and that one's going to get the more focus. But for me, Hibs should have 100% had a penalty. I think a draw is probably a fair result. A draw, though, I don't think is good enough for these teams. I'm going to say it, both these teams will miss out in the top 6.
There you go.
Hibs are too inconsistent, and I just don't think Neil Warnock's this great manager that everyone else does. He's here for some fun, banter, retirement. I'm going to love to manage in Scotland. He's not the right man for the job.
He's not, but talking of draw not being good enough, both teams will feel hard done by.
Yeah, draw not good enough. Kelly really wanted to put the pressure on Hearts, try to get some of that points back, try and claw
Celtic
it in,
hung on for a good point.
Aye, good point there. Kyogo giving Celtic a lead. Terrible defending for Kilmarnock.
Yep.
Normally they're solid, well drilled, and tough to break down at the back. But the goal, and it's Kyogo of all people. I mean, you don't really expect Kyogo to score headers, but when you're not being marked and the nearest man is like 12 feet away from you, then even Kyogo can score headers.
Yeah, and Big John Beaton, he was on referee duty today. And David Watson, did he push Burnaby? No. See if they disallowed this, man, it would be corrupt.
Aye, I mean, there's no push here.
Celtic, though, you know what? They're probably, as a draw the fair result, they had their chances, but so did Kelly. So I think a draw is probably just about right.
I'd say a draw is about right. I think Kelly's second half did enough to get a point out of this. I don't think Celtic did.
And that's
enough to win the
Celtic's
game.
last 4 league games. For me, they've been lucky to get what they've actually got, which is what? 8 points? I think, honestly, you could be looking at like... Honestly, I think you could be looking at 2 points. I'm not going to argue too much against this one, but I think Aberdeen and Hibs should have beat them, and Ross County should have drew with them.
Aye.
It should be 2 points out of 12, but in reality, it's what? 8?
Point keeps them in the title fight, I guess. Although they've lost the lead, they're 2 points behind now, and they're also 3 behind in goal difference.
Yep, 3 now.
So yeah,
I just don't see how. I mean, yeah, Rangers are missing chances, but they're putting a decent amount in the back of the net. So I think the goal. But bear in mind, when Clement took over, Rangers were probably 20 behind in goal difference.
don't think it would have been that high, but it would have been.
It would not, but it would have been big.
I was thinking more about 12 or something like that.
12, 13, 15, or 30, something like that.
19,
Anyway. Dundee,
19.7.
Scott Tiffany, good player. Ross County, shite.
I predicted Dundee to win this. I was looking at Dundee to win. I was thinking if Dundee won, if Motherwell got beat against Hearts, and if Hibs and Aberdeen drew, I mean, this would pretty much put Dundee right into the top 6 and put them in a position where it looks like, they won't fall out of. And that's what I'm seeing now. Scott Tiffany, good player, 2 goals, got the win for Dundee. Ross County, just a bad side. Martindale, he said his only hope was Derek Adams. Maybe Derek Adams isn't the only hope. Maybe the hope is just Ross County in general.
But no, you get laughed at for Scott Tiffany's better than Scott Wright. I would take Tiffany at Rangers over Wright right now. See Scott Wright, he's shite.
Straight swap, Scott for Scott.
No, I think Scott Tiffany's a good player. I thought it when he was in the Championship. Anyway, Hearts beat Motherwell.
Shanks does what Shanks does. Simple header onto the back of the net. Vargas, good
I
strike
think the
at the
goalie should
end.
have did better. I thought it was a good header, but
It just looks so easy and simple, didn't
see when
it?
it bounces, but he didn't even he wasn't outstretched. It was like a half-arsed attempt. It's almost like he had Shanklin first goal scorer or something.
Maybe he just thinks Shanklin's so good you can't stop him.
Yeah, I tell you what though, see if Hearts keep it going and they beat Celtic at Tynecastle.
I'm actually getting a bit bored of Hearts winning. I've never really had this sort of feeling ever since 2005.
Aye, 19 years.
7 wins to start the season, top of the table. The good old days. But I don't know, it's weird having your team win every single week.
Isn't it? Apart from next week. Anyway, Livingston 1-0 against St Mirren.
Penalty I thought was harsh.
It doesn't tell us the amount of fans, probably because it was that little.
Not good reading. I thought the penalty was harsh. Didn't necessarily think it should have been given. Therefore, the save for Slamal George probably fair. Although I don't think the penalty was a great strike either for Mandron. Livy get the win. It was a much needed win. They're only 3 points now behind Ross County. I believe their next game is against Ross County. It's either their next game or the game after that. And Livy, could find themselves.
It'll be the game after it. Well, no, it'll be Livingston's next because Ross County play midweek.
Who did Ross County play midweek?
Can't remember. I think it's Aberdeen.
If Aberdeen can beat Ross County and then Livy beat County, we're looking at that 6 point gap just being
And St Johnstone
decimated.
suddenly getting pulled in there.
Nah, St Johnstone will be alright.
St Johnstone will be alright. Anyway, talk about the top of the league. It's a beautiful sight. Wait a long fucking time. So there you go. Breathe it in, man.
Breathe it in now. Celtic have still scored more goals than Rangers, which does surprise me.
Aye, how many? Two more?
Two more. So Rangers have the better goal difference. Celtic have scored two more. Rangers obviously have conceded less. But goal difference doesn't really matter right now. What matters is the 2 point gap and the fact that I think we expect it to grow.
I think it will grow. Don't see how it won't grow till the next Old Firm. I mean, Celtic next. But then, Rangers play Hearts at home and they're away to Kelly. So, but even if Rangers drop points, you trying to tell me Celtic won't?
Rangers versus Hearts at Ibrox, then going to Kilmarnock. Would 4 points be good for that, or are you just in the mindset right now where Rangers are so good that you wouldn't take 4, you want the 6?
I want the 6, right? But obviously,
so if you were offered 4 right now, you'd refuse it.
Of course, I'd refuse it but I still think Celtic will drop points, and it might not matter. Celtic dropping
But that's what I'm saying. Considering I've got Motherwell and Hearts coming up next, and would you not say 4? Would 4 points for Rangers over the next 2 games against Kelly and Hearts? Would that be a good tally, but you just wouldn't accept it? You want the 6, but if you got 4, would you be happy enough?
Well, it depends on what Celtic do. If Rangers get 4 points and Celtic get joint top again, then it wouldn't be good. But I think Celtic will drop points, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, looking good. Can't complain.
I'd probably take a draw. As a Hearts fan, I'd take a draw at Ibrox.
Right now?
I'd probably take a draw, aye.
Well, I mean, would you though? You'd take a draw. If you win, the title fight's fucking on.
So what? No, title fights. So I'd take a draw.
Do you not want the Champions League spot in second place?
I don't think Celtic are that bad. I mean, yeah, we're 11 points better. I just don't see us catching them.
I don't know.
I don't see Celtic dropping that much. Now, if we've picked up the same amount of points as Celtic since Clement came in, so if we were level on points, I would go as far as saying if we were level on points with Celtic right now, I'd fancy our chances of finishing ahead of them. But making up 11 points, it's just not. It's not feasible. Not in 12 games.
Not in 12 games.
Making up 11 points over Celtic over 38 games would be tough. Never mind 11 games.
Yeah.
Don't see it happening.
Anyway, that is pretty much it. There's your league table. No midweek. Well, there is a few midweek games this weekend.
Kilmarnock and St Mirren not having. Well, Kilmarnock picked up a good point. St Mirren having a bad weekend, but considering that Hibernian, Aberdeen, Motherwell and St Johnstone all failed to win, not too bad for St Mirren, still sitting there alright. Stephen Robinson and a fan got into a little bit of a altercation. I don't understand why that could be about.
I thought it was embarrassing for everyone. I mean, why is Robinson going over? And why are they even having a go at Robinson?
Yeah, like
I guess it depends what they said, right? But I'm going to assume what they said was to do with the fact they've lost to Livy and not about his family.
Could have been your fucking pish or something like that. Maybe they told him to get out the club.
Could be. Like a Davy Moyes incident sort of thing.
If you're doing a good job, like, and the fans want you, I think you're entitled to be angry and upset. I don't see how. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
He walked away, then he was like pretending to be held back by his own players. It's like you were in his face 2 minutes ago, mate. You did nothing. You're going to batter him. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that the St Mirren fans should be happy and not be upset that they've lost to Livy, but you got to look at the bigger picture. It's still a good season for St Mirren.
Yeah.
And I don't think Stephen Robinson deserves abuse, despite it not being a great performance and a great result. But anyway, that's enough about Stephen Robinson. Final thoughts with the top of the table, since that's probably the important side. Well, actually, one last thing. Do you think Dundee will be caught? Do you think anyone outside the top 6 right now will finish in the top 6?
I said no, but I think it is a 4-horse race for 6th.
Between Dundee, Hibs, Aberdeen, Motherwell?
Yeah. But Dundee are favourite.
Dundee are favourite.
Anyway, that's it. Till next time, guys. What a beautiful weekend it was. St Matty Miles, where are you?
A beautiful Saturday for sure.
And Sunday. Oh, yeah.